Welcome back to the GA Handball Show.
He's from Tucson, Arizona. He is the current USA #1. Let's hear it for Luis Moreno.
Hands are together for Luis Moreno in this sold-out facility.
From Calvin, it's Paul Brady.
Wow, this crowd is really stoked up, Dave.
Your referee tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Danny Bell.
He's also liked here too, but not the same round of applause. Here we are, 0-0. This is the World Handball Championship Men's Finals, and a big setup for Paul Brady. Goes for that laser shot, and Luis Moreno gets it back to the front wall, but it does not make it. There's a point for Paul Brady.
Paul actually didn't hit that shot that well, right at Luis Moreno. Luis could have re-killed that or popped it down the left, but just a complete miss hit.
Oh, Luis just flipped his hand out there and got that ball back.
Just completely outplaying Paul Brady in every way right now.
But it looks like Luis Moreno's wearing the green shirt. Oh no, now he's making those shots right there, getting some of the freebies off balance. Luis paddles that into the right corner for a point.
11 serves 1.
Paul Brady is being Paul Brady'd right now, Dave.
For the serve, Luis looking back at Paul's eyes. Should be a side out here, and it is. Yeah, but he knew, he let up on that ball. He let up when he hit it, and it went around the revolving door, and everyone can see it.
And Paul has had no success with his serve whatsoever, Dave. Love that call by our referee, Dave, letting Paul Brady take that shot despite Luis jumping across his body there.
Ball comes up. Crowd likes it, but Luis is going to take care of it here. And he does this little silly rollout. Luis goes right to the spot that he needs to be in.
Amazing power there from Paul Brady. As he hit that shot, Dave, falling to his left. The ball's going away from him. His body is...
3 serves 13.
And you can hear this crowd, Dave. They sense this is their opportunity to get behind Paul Brady and help him back into this first game.
14 serves 19.
This is where Paul's really strong.
Short.
He went out, took a timeout, got immediately back into the server's box. In his mind, he's got momentum. Look at that power. These guys are playing one wall up there. Wow. Luis is going to get all of these. Moves out of Paul's way. And the crowd goes nuts.
That's the best ride of the match, Dave. Won by Paul Brady. Paul threading the needle. He's just 2 feet from the right side wall there, and he drives the ball straight down the right wall. Unbelievable shot after a 39-shot exchange.
15, quiet please. 15 serves 19.
A referee knows just how to take care of this situation, Dave.
I don't think Luis Moreno's ever envisioned having 3,000 people cheering for his opponent. Now he's mad at himself. You see Luis.
16 serves 19.
He's mad in a good way, Dave. He's pumping himself up.
Oh, and Paul had him leaning to the left. Now Paul Brady can go on here to win this, Dave. That would be pretty much the dagger to Luis because...
I don't necessarily agree with that. Luis is one of the mentally strongest players I've ever seen.
19.
I'm certainly not counting him out of this game, though, yet. Terrible serve from Paul.
Overhit from Luis. This could be another point for Paul. Luis flips it back. Paul's still in the driver's seat here. You know what we haven't seen is any type of hand air from Paul Brady at all in this finals match. And we saw a lot of hand airs from Paul Brady in this tournament so far, and we've seen none.
It looked like
18,
Luis
serves 19.
was completely in control here at 19-14. Now it's Paul Brady that seems to be in control. That was short.
Agree, they both agree. You have one serve coming.
Paul wisely has given up on that Z serve to the left as it didn't work at all. He's going with the 2-all serve. He takes a lot off of that, Dave.
Both of these guys are hopping the ball all over the place here. And Paul gets another point. Now we're all together at 19. Paul Brady 2 points away from taking game number 1. And listen to this crowd. I don't think I've ever heard this in my entire life. And the referee hasn't heard it either. He even leans back and smiles. This is unbelievable.
19 serves 19.
And make that 20.
Unforced there at the worst time for Luis Moreno. Luis just not backing himself into that back wall quite enough.
Paul Brady's going to try to...
Possible game points. 20 possible game points, serves 19.
Let's listen to this crowd when Paul scores the 21st point. And here it is. And he gets it. Oh my. Have you ever seen a guy do a fist pump like that for just winning a game?
Right in Luis's face, and you know that's intimidating, Dave.
Oh my. And he did it right in Luis's face.
Well, we've just witnessed a stunning comeback from Paul Brady in game 1 here against Luis Moreno in the men's final tonight. At one point, 10 points behind, and he battled and battled. He took the game by 1 point. Let's see what answers Luis Moreno has to that in game 2.
I would have liked to have seen someone in Luis's corner over there talking to him between games, offering some kind of encouragement. And now Luis, Dave, with a terrible shot selection there. That's the first time we've really seen Luis go for the wrong shot. And now, Dave, Paul Brady completely outplaying Luis Moreno at the end of that first game and now early in this second game. Luis Moreno, Dave, just reaching and scooping balls. No longer is he driving the ball. Paul Brady very comfortable doing what he does. Oh, just amazing gets from Paul Brady, Dave.
Side out.
Luis,
You have 2 serves coming, then the score is 2 plays 5. Point.
A flat kill from Paul Brady, but Luis camped out in the back court there.
Luis looks like a guy that had to play Charlie Shanks, Robbie McCarthy, and Tyree Bastidas on his way to Paul Brady on that last shot.
Terrible shot from Paul.
From Luis as well.
Side out. 8. Serves 10.
I'm not sure I necessarily agree with all these replay calls, Dave, but the referee is consistent. He's calling them every time. You'd see a lot of new school referees just letting the play continue.
Side out.
Now it's a timeout from Paul Brady. I think, Dave, he wants to just try and gather as much strength and wind as he can. Push this lead, Dave.
2 minutes. Paul Brady serving. The score is 10 plays 8.
You see, that's the kind of shot Luis has to get away from. And that's what's cost Luis in this game, Dave. He's not defending the serve down the left well from Paul Brady, and he's going for a lot of low percentage, erratic type of overhand tomahawk shots that just are not working. And that's where you see some tired legs from Luis Moreno, unable to make the adjustment and get himself in position to hit that return.
12 serves 8.
And that's a shot Luis should make, as Paul does not put that ball down.
You heard somebody
serves 8.
yell out, "Keep going" to Paul Brady. That was a good serve right there. If anything, a screen, but that was a good serve.
Well defended also by Luis.
See what Luis does here. It's going to check up.
And Paul does not give Luis much room at all.
Right out.
To me, Dave, there's nothing like
14.
the intensity and the pressure that Paul Brady applies, and I've just never seen anyone able to maintain their stamina throughout an entire match against Paul Brady.
That's going to make it.
Point.
I thought that was a bad bounce off the window there on the Luis Moreno pass shot.
No way the ref is going to call that. That would be a horrible
9
call.
serves 14. Short. Second serve. Point.
And there's that left-hand air from Paul Brady in the deep court. We've seen a lot of that from him in this event. Only 3 thus far, though, in this match.
10 serves 14.
And that's
Side
what
out.
we've seen from Luis Moreno 4 or 5 times in this second game, going for those overhand splat tomahawk kills rather than letting the ball come off the back wall. That's a sign to me, Dave, that he doesn't want to take those extra steps
14
and let the ball
serves
come
10.
off the back wall. Just trying to rush himself a little bit.
Boy, Paul still has that serve working for him perfectly right now. And if Moreno's going to call for a towel timeout every time he touches the back wall, he needs to change his shirt. The referee's going to have to tell him to change his shirt if he touches the wall and has to do this every time.
I talked to the referee about just that this morning, Dave. Also, a player playing for a world
15
championship really
serves
shouldn't be
10.
doing the maintenance on the court.
Boy, Paul went right back to that same serve. He's going to go and power around to Luis's left. And now Luis is completely tired and spent.
Just
and
doesn't-
Paul Brady is scoring points.
Just doesn't have the explosion to cut off the angle on that right
16
corner kill.
serves 10. Point.
I really don't see any way that Luis is going to beat Paul Brady now.
17 serves 10.
Well, Luis has to find a way to defend this serve. If he cannot defend the serve, he has no chance. And Dave, it looks like the writing is on the wall now. Number 4 is within Paul Brady's
18
grasp.
serves 10.
Paul Brady's feeling it here, and he's going to get emotional too, Dave.
And that's a terrible miss from Luis.
Point.
And everything going Paul Brady's way now as this crowd can sense that they're just going to push him over the finish line here, Dave.
You know Paul's just as tired.
19 serves 10.
But this crowd is putting some adrenaline into his veins.
I actually don't believe he is just as tired.
Replay.
Oh no,
Replay.
that wasn't a replayed ball. Paul put that in a
Replay.
perfect spot. He's
I
not
disagree with
complaining
you
though.
there, Dave. I think that was a replay.
No,
19
no,
I
serves
disrespectfully disagree. I'm sorry.
that was a horrible call from the referee. Beautiful serves from Paul
Point.
Brady, and here it is. It sets up the 4th straight World Championship, and there are thousands of people here with their smartphones on recording this
20.
momentous
Possible
occasion.
game and match point serves 10.
Let's watch this and listen to the crowd if he scores this next point.
Point game and match
My goodness.
World champion 2012.
My goodness. He does it again. 4 straight for Paul Brady. Let's watch him as he kicks the ball on the front wall. Everyone in the complex is standing.
Just say yes. Just say there's nothing holding you back. It's not a test, no trick of the mind, only love.
Will you please join me in welcoming back onto the court an amazing competitor tonight. We couldn't have made this match without him. Luis Moreno.
Hopefully Paul, keeps going. I wish I could play him more, but he's gonna do whatever he's gonna do. But I'll be here. I'll keep trying.
Luis Moreno, ladies and gentlemen. the word win. I think you will agree. The greatest ever player to play the game of handball, Mr. Paul Brady.
You know, as always, it's probably my toughest opponent to play against. It's always so tough, so thanks for coming here and thanks for giving it your all, and we'll probably do battle next week. Like I say also to Chris and Walter and the Irish Handball Council for making this dream come true for all us players. Also for the GA for backing that quest. So I want to say a big thank you, you know, for making this all happen.
It's not a test, nor a trick of the mind, only love. Just say yes, 'cause I'm aching, I know you are too, for the touch of your warm.
Tonight here in City West in Dublin, I think we witnessed one of the greatest ever finals in World Handball Championship history, as Paul Brady came from behind in the men's final to defeat Luis Marino and become, for the 4th year in a row, a new record, the World Men's Champion 2012. Until next time on the GAA Handball Show, good night.